Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. Adrenaline MMA right now. I have had my breakfast. I need to have my tablets. I'll do that when I recorded this in about an hour's time. Let the food settle. But I have started booking up this. You won't have watched this yet. So this show's starting to book. It's going to be an interesting. We've got one prelim match tonight as Fabio Gagallo takes on Patrick Smith in the both £205. I cannot remember what weight class that is in our sport. But yeah, so these are going to be quite a good one. That's going to be an interesting fight as well. And on the show main card, we've got some great matches on the main card. And the main event tonight is Oleg Takatavi taking on Katsunuma Ingagi tonight. So that's going to be the main event. Of course, next month we've got Dan Severn versus Ken Shamrock. So next week, is going to be the more interesting episode for me. Very excited about that match. Sorry, I'll use MMA terms. Fight. As you know, I book 3 wrestling series as well. So the main event tonight is Oleg Takatavi against Katsuma Igami in an MMA heavyweight fight. Also on the card is we've got Remco Padlo versus Shine Dogfee, Fabio Gogolo against Patrick Smith, and Morocco Russ fights Scott Moore. The current world ranked number 4 lightweight Art Jemison fights for the first time since his draw with Patrick Smith AFL Glory Days. So Art Jemison is in action tonight. Both fighters are the first time headlining a big show. He can only submit 3 of his opponents for the first time they ever fought. And Takatavi will enjoy a significant weight advantage. And they've got Takatavi winning, which is going to be interesting tonight. I'm really excited. Tetsuo Hommer versus Jup Van Devin. Hommer is number 9 ranked heavyweight in MMA, and Devan is 18th. This is the first time they've fought. Hommer will enjoy a significant weight advantage. Devan has a 5 reach advantage. The betting lines have Hommer as a big favourite to win here tonight. Be interesting to see what happens. We've got Tanilla Tool versus Joe the Goth Man Charles. This is the first time I thought Charles enjoys sniffing weight advantage. The bet lines have Charles a big favourite. Everyone weighed in successfully last night. I will tell you. Remco Grizzly versus Padlo versus Sane Dogfree. This is the first time they've fought. Padlo enjoys sniffing weight advantage. The bet's on Padlo as a favourite by the large margin. Right, before we get on with this, I need to open something actually. When am I going to get this one? AFL Fury MMA. There we go. I called it MMA. And this is the first time these two have fought. Not a lot going into this, but picks for leather kick are going to be interesting. No, that's Chase Matthews versus Jason Lucio, which is obviously another match from ages ago. Yeah, the Ring 1993, The Weeping Woman. That's a novel I'm writing. If you wanted to know, I am writing a novel. So what I'm just going to quickly do is open Word up and then get that document again. I don't know where it's been saved to. Then we can if anyone goes after the matches goes, I want to face this guy, we'll put it on Word and we'll set it up at some point in the near future because I want to give the people what they want. It'll be interesting to see. Yeah, so we've got that interesting fight. That's going to be a good one on the card tonight. Oop. Yeah, minimise that. Let's go rid of that. So we've also got Hiroko Masatina versus Ketchum Fire Tanaka. These are the two for the best pound-to-pound fighters in the world. Masatina is ranked number 2. Tanaka is 14th. Tanaka trains at the Tokyo Judo. Masatina has an overall record of 0.2 against a current member of the other team. This is the first time these two have fought. This is going to be an interesting... There you go. I don't call it something simple. Oh, I did. Oh, we've got 2 open now. Balls. Yeah, get rid of 1. There we go. So we got also got the King of the Streets, Marco Russ versus Scott Myers. These are the first time they have the betting odds have Russ as favourite by a huge margin. And we are in Nevada tonight. He-Man Al Jeffsey takes on Johnny Rhodes. They fought once before AFL unsurprised in 1994. Rhodes won by unanimous decision, so it'll be interesting to see what happens in the second fight. We've got Art Jemison versus Frank Shamrock as well tonight, which is going to be good. Frank Shamrock looks like he's going to win that one. Fabio versus Gunnar Patrick, 6th and 9th. When this is on the pre-show and prelims. So I just wanted to get them in. Kimo Leparado did not have a fight here tonight, even though he was meant to. So it's a nice only prelim fight as Fabio Gogolo takes on Patrick Smith in the AMMA light heavyweight division here tonight. We've got pro record 3-1 and pro record 4 and 3. What the hell's going on there? It's interesting. Let's get into this then. The referee, Mark Haynes, will be refereeing. Okay, so there's Clifford Robertson, Lance Dury, and Laurie Masters. Round 1 begins. Fighters touch gloves. Here we go again. An exchange takes both fighters failed to land anything significant. Both fighters come together and strike. Smith connects with a left hand. Gangrel uses the left hand but finds his right cross blocked. Smith comes forward to attack. Gangrel manages a counter jab. A jab hits home from Smith and then he catches Gangrel with a right hook. We pass the halfway mark of this round. Both fighters come together and strike. Both fighters throw, both fighters fail to hit target. Gangrel can't connect, doesn't connect with the left jab and also doesn't find the mark with the right hook. Smith is off target with the left jab and also can't hit a right cross. We're moving to the final 6 seconds of this round. The two fighters engage. Smith doesn't connect with the left jab but lands a right hook. Gangrel uses the left jab but has a right hand they've taken on the gloves. They engage in the center. Gangrel Fabio uses the left jab but finds a right cross block. Smith lands a left jab but can't hit a right cross. They engage in the center. Smith is off target with the jab but hits a right hand. Gangrel is off target with the left jab but connects with the right hand. And the time is up, and that is the end of the round. That was a close one. I'm giving it to Smith. Patrick Smith getting the points there. I would give it to Fabio, but the game thinks it goes to Smith. Well, we'll see what the judges say. There's a buzz in the build. There's a buzz building around the crowd. They can smell a potential upset here. Ooh, there's a buzz. We are in Nevada tonight. There's a bow, and round number 2 begins. We are also being aired on Sci-Fi, and I have extended our contract with Sci-Fi. The two fighters engage. Gangrel misses a jab and also misses a right hook. Smith is off target with the left jab and also doesn't find a mark with the right hook. Two fighters engage. Gangrel misses a right hook and leaves himself open to be countered with a left jab and a right cross. Two fighters engage. Gangrel scores. Fabio scores with a jab but doesn't connect with the right hand. Smith doesn't connect with a left jab but scores with a right hook. We're moving to the second half of this round. They come together and trade lever, but neither fight really does any damage. We're moving to the final 30 seconds of this round. The two fighters engage. Smith hits a jab but misses a right hand. Fabio finds a way past his opponent guard and lands a sharp 1-2. It looks like Smith's been cut under the eye. First blood of the fight. The two fighters come to the forward and engage. Fabio misses a big right hand, putting him off balance and allows Smith to attack with right hook. Smith been closer and ready to attack. Fabio may have been setting up to shoot, but Smith aggressively took the initiative. A jab hits home from Smith, and then he hits a nice straight right front that lands hard. The time expires, and we come to the end of that round. Very lucky for Fabio there. He could have, I think, if the round had come to an end, I think Patrick could have come in and hit a nice 1-2 and probably knocked him out. But yeah, this fight it goes 10-9 round to Smith and make it 20-18 to Smith. The corner goes to work between rounds, trying to close the cut on Smith, and that's about for the round for the start of round. And for the start of round 3, sorry. So yeah, interesting rounds here. And unlike last time when we had a show, it took us quite a while to get any blood in a match, in a fight. We got some blood, so that will keep everyone happy. Fabio comes in apparently willing to take some hits if it means getting close enough to grapple. Smith connects with a jab, but his big right hand follow-up misses. Without taking too much damage, Fabio is able to clinch with Smith. He's looking to muscle Smith, so Fabio is looking to muscle Smith back against the cage. He manages it and controls Smith up against the cage. He attempts to get a leg sweep trip to put Smith on the ground, and he gets side control off a superb outside leg trip. Well done, Fabio. And he tries to lock Smith in the Kuminari. Smith stops it and Fabio from applying it. Fabio starts trying to work to go from side control to mount. He doesn't get the mount, but only because Smith rolled over and gave up his back instead. Fabio pounds away with punches but does minimal damage. He fires away with punches but is stung by several big shots. He fires away with punches but does little in the way of damage. The time runs out in round 3. Well, that's Fabio, but only 10-9. It makes it 29-28 to Smith. This fight is good. I'm now thinking it should have just been a prelim fight. This is brilliant. They just say these two are every single fight I've got says they can potentially main event. I've got no proper prelim guys because of the year we're in. We're in 1995 at the moment, so we're still quite early on in the world of MMA, becoming big. And UFC ain't done a match fight since November of last year, so I'll be interested to see if they do another card this year. But yeah, I think this is going to be an interesting end to the fight, definitely. And there's a bell for the start of the final round. They come together and strike. Fabio lands a left hook. Smith finds a way to past the opponent's guard and lands a sharp 1-2. They stand and trade in the centre of the cage, but neither fight gives or takes any real damage. Taking a few gulps of breath, Fabio is given the first inch he's starting a tire touch. Smith is still moving well, but is definitely breathing a little deeper now. The two fighters engage. Fabio misses a right cross that leaves him open to the counter. Smith counters with a right cross. The two fighters come forward and engage. Smith hits a two-punch combo, a quick left and a straight right. Fabio lands a 1-2. A strike has reopened the gash underneath the eye of Smith. We go past the halfway point of this round. Looking a bit tense, Fabio moves around the cage. Both fighters meet in the centre. Fabio dodges a right hand and counterattacks with a left jab and a right cross that just misses. The fighters fall into a sloppy clinch. Using the rest of the skills, Gane is trying to push Smith up against the cage. Fabio does it. Smith is stuck with his back to the cage. We have 1 minute in the round remaining. Smith takes a knee strike to the side, into the inside of his own knee. Fabio's attempting to put Smith on the ground. He uses a superb outside leg trip again. Smith ends up sitting, his legs trapped under Gangrel over his back, presses against the cage. Gangrel pounds away punches but can't land anything with any power. Fabio doesn't look like he has much left in the tank. Fabio fires off some rights, but Smith isn't troubled by them. The time expires on round 4, and that is the end of the fight. Jesus, I think we're going to have a draw here. I really do think we're going to have a draw after those last 2 rounds. That has to go 10-9 to Fabio round to Fabio. The judges and the scores now being announced. All 3 judges scored it 39-37. The winner by unanimous decision is Fabio. Whoa. Patrick Smith lost. Fabio won. I was not expecting that because he didn't win the first 2 rounds. That is big. I thought we were going to get a draw between them on the judges' side of things. Well, it's the judges' choice, and that's interesting. I don't know really. I just googled UFC. History of the UFC champions in each weight class. Basically, is what this is. So, if you're wondering what the backdrop is on the sides, I just can't be asked to faff about with my OBS stuff. I'm not a genius. I don't do all this. I do it for the fun. I don't want to do fancy graphics and fancy video cards. I'm here to give you guys entertainment. And the entertainment is looking at the screen and me reading out what's going on and you enjoying a good fight. And when it comes to the wrestling stuff, it's more about me coming up with ridiculous storylines. Fabio Gane defeats Patrick Smith in unanimous decision in round number 3 of round 4. The fight's been rated as good. I'd say it's an excellent fight. One of the best I've had in a while on here. We've had some really bad ones of which I've struggled to read because I've just got bored. He thanks all his sponsors for backing him and also thanks his family, friends and support. He says there's a lot of space for Smith, Patrick Smith, and praises his toughness. Well, I think you two are going to get a main event fight in the near future. Right, I'm going to pause the video and I'll be back because I need a toilet break. Well, the prolonged bake took a bit longer because I took all my tablets. Get them out the bloody way. Man, smell like garlic. Because before recording, so I have to set up dinner for tonight. Oh, I've got the light on for some reason. I don't need this. Sunny out, I'll turn that off in a minute. So the first main fight of the night is Masvidal on Frank Shamrock. 2-3-1 and 1, and he's won his only fight. So it'll be interesting to see. 22-31. We'll see how this goes. Mark Haynes is our referee still. Our judges are Russell Montoya, Il Ellis and Clifford Robinson. So Art is weighed in yesterday the same as Shamrock, but clearly now has a significant size advantage. So round 1 begins. They stand and trade in the centre of the cage, but neither fighter gives or takes any real damage. Both fighters meet in the centre. Art misses a right hook and gets countered with a left jab and a leg kick that narrowly misses the target. The 2 fighters come forward. Shamrock hits a left roundhouse kick to the body. Art lands a left jab but misses with a right hand. They engage in the centre. Shamrock misses a right cross that leaves him wide open to the counter. Art comes in with a right hook. Art lands a left hand and then lands a left right hand. Moving in the second half of this round, Shamrock comes in looking for the takedown. A big double leg takedown is complete. Shamrock was far too fast and powerful Art to resist. Art winds up seated his back to the cage and Shamrock pressing onto him. Shamrock starts trying to get Art on his back so that they can gain a better position. Art gets turned onto his back and is mounted. Shamrock tries to ensue Art in an arm triangle. Shamrock gets the arm triangle locked and moves to the side for leverage and Art has to tap. The winner by submission in round 1, Frank Shamrock. Frank Shamrock defeats Art Jamison by submission with the arm triangle in 2 minutes and 52 seconds of round 1. The fight is being rated as great. Well, that's your first match, guys, and we have a submission there for Frank Shamrock. That is his second win. Where does that take him? We'll be interested to see. Yes, we'd like to leave that one because that one's been done. Frank Shamrock chain checks all his sponsors, thanks all of his fans who turned out to support him tonight. Well, that's good for you. Moving on next, we have He-Man Al Gibson takes on Johnny Rhodes here tonight. That's going to be an interesting one. So, hometown hero here, pro record of 1-2. Sunnydale, California, with a pro record. He hasn't won a single fight. He's only won 1, so it'll be interesting to see. Mark Haynes with the referee. Okay, so there's Lloyd Masters, Russell Montoya, and Il Ellis. Rhodes is fighting in front of a home crowd tonight and gets a big cheer as he makes his entrance. And we are underway. Rhodes comes forward looking to force a striking exchange. Rhodes moves into the pocket. A jab lands from Rhodes, but his big right hand follow-up misses. A quick exchange strikes doesn't land into anything. Rhodes initiates an exchange of strikes. Gibson fires off the counter jab. Rhodes lands a left hand and then lands a big right hand. Rhodes moves in closer, looking to open up to an attack. Gibson looked like he was going to step in and grapple, but Rhodes simply took the initiative first. Rhodes lands a left jab, then hits a nice straight right. We get past the halfway point of this round. Moving forward constantly, Rhodes is pressuring Gibson. Rhodes bobs out of the way of a jab and moves into the pocket. Rhodes connects with a jab but finds nothing but air with a big right. We're into the final minute of the round. The exchange strikes, but nothing really gets through. Gibson shoots in, looking for the takedown. Gibson gets hold of a leg, but Rhodes remains standing, hopping on the other foot. Gibson uses the position to drive Rhodes up against the cage, showing his ability to control Rhodes' grips and smothers Rhodes against the cage. The grueling grappling contest continues until the bow, with both fighters looking to avoid leaving any openings. The time is up, and that's the end of round 1. So 10-9 and Johnny Rhodes, I agree with that entirely. Rhodes had most of that round in his hand. It'll be interesting to see where we go from here. But He-Man here, he was about to start getting some control by the looks of it. So let's go into round 2 and see how this continues. So Gibson misses a right cross that leaves him wide open to the counter. Rhodes comes in with a great right hook. The two fighters engage. Gibson misses a right hook and leaves himself open to be countered with a jab and a right hand. For the first time, Gibson is starting to breathe a little heavy. Both fighters come together and strike. Gibson lands a left jab but misses a right hook. Rhodes scores with a jab and also scores with a great right hook. There's a takedown attempt from Gibson. The takedown is complete and Rhodes is on his back and pulls guard. Gibson gets his first takedown of the bout. We're now past the halfway mark of this round. Gibson tries some other Rhodes but can't keep control long enough. Gibson gets pushed thanks to a butterfly guard and Rhodes quickly scrambles. Scrambles with grabbing Gibson and shoving him up against the cage. We're into the final minute of this round. Rhodes drops down and wraps his arms around his opponent looking to try and take him down. Gibson can't stop the takedown and gives up side control. Rhodes attempts a Kuminara, and Rhodes gets a Kuminara fully applied, and Gibson has to tap out. The winner by submission, Johnny Rhodes. Johnny Rhodes defeats He-Man L. Gibson by submission with a Kuminara in 2 minutes and 42 seconds of round 2. The fight is being rated as good. Not a bad fight. Well done, Johnny Rhodes. Brilliant match. He was bound to win the fight anyway, so it was quite interesting, but I wasn't expecting a submission to come in then, so you might have heard the excitement in my voice. I do like a good fight, and we got it. There. Johnny Rhodes thanks all his supporters, sponsors for backing him, and also thanks his family, friends, and supporters. Show respect, Johnny Rhodes. Praise Gibson for his skills and toughness. That's very nice of him. Next up is the King of the Streets. Marco Russo goes head-to-head with Scott Morris tonight, and Morris has not won a single fight, whereas our pro record for the King of the Streets, Mark Russo, has a 4-2-1 record. So it's 4 wins, 2 draws, and 1 loss. He's had 2 losses. See, I know that bit. The referee is Mark Haynes. Our case-side judges are Russell Montoya, Il Ellis, and Clifford Robinson. And here we go. Russ connects with a nice jab, then scores with a leg kick. Russ comes forwards. Morris lands a left hand in the exchange. Russ can't connect with a jab, but then he scores with a right cross that landed hard. Russ comes forward, walking down Morris. Morris hits a counter left hand. A jab hits home from Ross, and then he scores with a leg kick. Russ initiates an exchange of strikes. Morris fires off a counter jab, but doesn't connect. Russ can't connect with his set-up strikes, but then hits a nice straight right. Russ stalks forward, pressuring Morris. Russ is now in the pocket. A jab is right from Russ, but then he lands a vicious right cross. Morris hits the mat, and that shot has not rocked him. Russ quickly passes, looking to rain down punches on stunned Morris. Russ pans away. Morris is taking heavy shot after heavy shot. The referee jumps in and saves Morris from taking any more shots. But the winner by technical knockout is Marco Russo. Original King of the Street, Marco Russo defeated Scott Morris by TKO in 1 minute and 24 seconds of round 1. The fight is being rated as good. 2 good fights, 1 amazing open, and 2. That's 4 fights down, and it's been an amazing show out so far. Some really exciting fights, unlike last month's card or last week's card, which was very boring. So we're going to see what happens in our next fight. I think next up is another good one. Mark Russo thanks his family, and also thanks his family and friends and supporters. Not a lot happening there. Another match is about to begin as Hiroko Masatina takes against Kichiya Fire Tanaka. 3-4-2 and 7-8-2. We've got Shuto with wrestling. Takadoka Dojo betting lines. 19 to 22, 5-2, 5-6, 148 to 145. Let's see what happens. Okay, so there's Clifford Robinson, Lancey Dewey, and Lloyd Masters. Round 1 begins. The 2 fighters engage. Masatina has a left jab but has a right hand blocked. Takano doesn't connect with the left jab but hits a right cross. Both fighters meet in the center. Taka's off target with a jab, but hits a right cross. Masatina misses a jab, but hits a right cross. And his trade strikes happens right in the center of the cage, but nothing comes of it. We're moving to the second half of this round. The two combatants meet in the center and start to strike. Gonna have a quick drink. When recording these, always make sure you have water or Ribena or tea on hand. My go-to is tea. Takano misses a right cross that leaves him open to counter. Masatina attacks with a left jab and a right hook. The two fighters come forward engaged. Masatina slips past a right hook and counters with a jab and a right hand. They come together and strike. Takanori misses a big right hand, putting him off balance and allowing Masatina to attack with a jab that right and a right hook that is ducked. The two fighters engage. Takanori misses a right hook and leaves himself open to be countered with the left hook. Our second match with blood in now because of the cut onto the eye to Tanaka. And that's time on expires on round 1, so we're going to get repaired. 10-9 on Masatina on my card. The cutman tries to stop the bleeding for Tanaka between rounds. Back underway. Both fighters move and engage. Masatina dodges a right hand and counters the attacks with a solid right hand. Both fighters move and engage. Takanori misses a big right hand, allowing Masatina to counter with a left jab and right hook that is avoided at the last second. Both fighters step in and strike. Takanori misses a right cross that leaves him open to counter jab. Masatina attacks with a jab and a right hook that is ducked. An exchange strike happens right in the center of the cage, but neither fighter lands anything good. We get the halfway point of this round. They come together and strike. Masatina doesn't connect with the left jab, but Tanaka lifts the left jab and finds a right cross blocked. They engage in the center. Tanaka misses a big right hand, putting him off balance. Now Masatina attack, left jab and a good right hook. Tanaka is bleeding on the eye again, and strike has reopened the wound. We have 1 minute of the round remaining. There's an exchange strikes at relative close range, but nothing really lands. Both fighters come forward and strike. Tanaka misses a right hook and gets countered with a quick left jab and a right hook. Time is up at the end of the round. I think Masatina is 10-9 on my scorecard. He's ahead 2018 on the scorecard as well. And of course, he's going to get patched up again. Round 3 begins. Both fighters move and engage. Tanaka misses a right cross that leaves him wide open to the counter. Masatina comes in with a left jab and a right hook. The two fighters engage. Masatina dodges a right hand and counterattacks with a jab and right cross. Both fighters step in to strike. Tanaka is off the target with a jab but crosses with a right hook. Masatina finds his way past his opponent guard and lands a sharp 1-2. Masatina moves in close, looking to open up an attack. Masatina hits a left jab and then hits a nice straight right. Two fighters engage. Masatina does left jab but misses with a right hand. Takano is off target with a jab but connects with a right hand. Tanaka is still moving well, but he's definitely breathing a little deeper now. We have 1 minute of the round remaining. Both fighters step into strike. Tanaka lands a left hook. Masatina misses with a left jab but scores with a right hook. They come together and strike. That doesn't connect with the left jab but lands a right hook. Masatina lands a left jab and a right cross. They come together and strike. Takano misses the right cross that leaves him open to counter. Masatina comes with a jab and a big right that just misses. And that's the time off at the end of this round. I think this is the worst match so far for action. Personally, I would like to see some takedowns and stuff, but okay, these two are not going to do that. They're going to keep punching each other. That has gone down to 10-9 round to Masatina. I'm probably saying his name wrong. So yeah, he needs to win. He needs to get a finish in this round. If he doesn't get the finish in this round, he's out. I'm sorry. Kenshin Fire Tanaka is going to lose. Personally. Two fighters engaged. Tanaka misses the right cross that leaves him open to counter. Masatina attacks with a left jab and a good right hook. The engaged side, Tanaka misses the right cross that leaves him wide open to counter. Masatina comes in with a good right hook. Masatina starts to slow down now, touching a touch of perhaps conserving a little energy. Both fighters in the medium side. Masatina hits the left cross. Tanaka lands a left hook. The exchange strike does not produce any damage. Looking a bit tense, Tanaka moves around the cage. Both fighters meet in the center. Masatina slips past the right hook and counters with a left cross. They come together and strike. Masatina misses a right cross that leaves him wide open to the counter. Tanaka comes in with a left jab and a right cross that just misses. Two fighters engage. Masatina slips past the right hook and counters the left hook. See if Masatina looks shattered. Tanaka easily pulls him into the clinch and puts him up against the cage. Yeah, he doesn't. He's stuck against the cage. That's the time. Very close round, but I think Tanaka just about edged it. Just getting their scores 40-36, 40-36, and 39-37. So the winner by unanimous decision is Hiroko and Masatina. And there's your official result there by unanimous decision. Hiroko Masatina defeats Kenshin Fire Tanaka. Fabio Raiders average. Interesting. He showed respect to him and praised Tanaka for his skills and toughness. Yeah, not a lot going on tonight. Right, we're moving on to our next fight, which is David Lakewood and facing Felix Mitchell here tonight. Pro record of 1-0, and he hasn't won a single match in his pro record, which is interesting. 220 pounds to 225 pounds, 6'5" to 5'11", so he's got the height difference. Karate versus pit fighting in this one. Right, Clifford Robinson. Lexon towers over. Felix, the referee, gives the fighters their instructions. And that's the opening bout. Next strange strike doesn't go anywhere. Felix shoots in for the takedown. The takedown's complete. Felix gets side control from it. Felix tries to lock in Lekefsky into a Kuminari. Lesky stops Felix from applying it. Lesky takes the opportunity well and manages to pull guard. Felix starts trying to work to get past the guard. He does excellently in getting past the guard and into side control. We have 1 minute of the round remaining. Felix tries to get into the mount position. Felix mounts Lekefsky. Felix pounds away and Lekefsky is in serious trouble. Lekefsky tries to turn away from the blows but gets rolled and Felix has his back. Time is up and that's the end of that round. Jesus, that was a very quick round and a lot bloody happened in it. I thought we were about to get a finish. So it was 10-9 in the favour of Felix there, which is brilliant. David Lekefsky, yeah, definitely Felix Mitchell. Even though he's taller by a substantial margin, he really got in there quick. Round 2, here we go. Let's get on with it. The two fighters engage. Felix misses the right cross that leaves him wide open to counter. Lekefsky comes in with left hand and a good right. The gauge in the centre. Lekefsky misses a big right hand, putting him off balance. Now Felix attacked with a left jab and a right hand that landed cleanly. Lekefsky is slowing him just a little bit as he starts to get into the gas tank a bit. Taking a few gulps of breath, Felix is given the first hints of he's starting to tire a touch. They stand and trade, but all the shots are either off target or safely dealt with. Two fighters engage. Felix misses a big right hand, allowing Lekefsky to counter with a nice right hook. We're moving to the second half of this round here. A few deep breaths betray that Lekefsky starting to get into his gas, deeper reaches of the gas tank. Two fighters engage. Felix counts a right hand with a good right hand. Lekefsky's looking really tired. We're moving to the final 6 seconds of this round. Lekefsky lands a left jab but misses a right hook. Felix misses a jab but lands a nice right hook. A little video maybe between Felix and I starting to move noticeably more slowly. Both fighters come in and exchange strikes. Lekefsky hits a left jab but has a right hand absorbed in the glove. Felix hits a 2-punch combination, a quick left and a straight right. Fighters looking shy to clinch up rather than trying to move away. So they're going up against the cage. Lekefsky does it. Felix is stuck against the back of the cage. Time runs out. That was very little to separate in that round. I'll give that one 10-9 to Felix. Yeah, definitely. They're getting tired already. Still got mates with a lot of my fighters. Getting tired. 2018. That's about start of round 3. It shows both fighters. So next range strikes. No fighter getting anything really. Fighters looking shy to clinch up rather than try and move away. Using my skills, Lekefsky trying to push Felix up against the cage. Lekefsky cheese it, pinning Felix up to the cage. Breathing very hard, Felix is looking ragged. Using dirty bars, Lekefsky knocks Felix down with a sharp right hook. Lekefsky starts pounding away on Felix, looking to finish him off. Several pounds away, right hand is hitting several big shots. Lekefsky looks like he's on the verge of exhaustion. Felix clearly races for Lekefsky to overcommit and then sweeps him off balance, starting a scramble for position. Lekefsky is up first and quickly grabs Felix, pushing him up against the cage. Felix takes a sharp stomp to the foot. We're moving to the second half of this round. Lekefsky keeps Felix up against the cage with wrestling, then uses a hard foot stomp. Lekefsky stomps down on his opponent's foot. Felix is trapped against the cage, and Lekefsky hits him with a quick elbow. Felix trapped against the cage, and Lekefsky punishes him with some dirty boxing. Felix is controlled up against the cage and takes a foot stomp. Lekefsky clinches Felix with a knee strike to the ribs and the clinch while he's pressed up against the cage. Referee Marco decides that the grappling against the cage has been going on longer too long, and he brings them back to the centre to the end of the fucking round. You could have done that sooner, excuse my French. 10-9. That's Felix up 29-28 on my scorecard. That's a bout on the final round begins. Both fighters step into strike. Lekefsky misses a jab but lands a nice right hook. Felix off target with the left jab but scores with a great right hook. Retreating, Lekefsky looks punch drunk. He may be in big trouble. He's covering up the best he can, but he's very unsteady on his feet. A big right hand for Felix drops Lekefsky. Felix push sends the victory and starts unloading with punches. Felix pounding Lekefsky is a big few big rights. Lekefsky clearly races for Felix to overcommit, then sweeps him off balance, starting to scramble for position. Lekefsky ends up having to pull half guard, looking out in the scramble. Felix tries to cut Lekefsky with a slicing elbow but misses. Lekefsky still works some separation and tries to quickly scramble his way into a better position. Felix looks very, very tired. Felix scrambles to his feet, but Lekefsky immediately drives up against the cage. We're now at the halfway point of this round. Lekefsky pins Felix up against the cage and hits a couple of nice right hands to the side of the head. Lekefsky is looking exhausted. Felix against the cage gets blasted right hand but manages to pull Lekefsky in close to stop any more coming. We're moving to the final 6 seconds of this round. Lekefsky muscles Felix against the cage and stomps down on the foot. Felix is controlled up against the cage and then takes an elbow to the face in the clinch. Felix appears to suffer a gash under his eye. Lekefsky hits a knee strike to the thigh. Lekefsky scores with a glancing elbow strike from the clinch. Felix gets caught with a knee to the inside of the thigh. Referee shows that the gap has been going on enough to bring them back to centre at the end of the round. So that ends it. There's a little separating that round, but I'll give it 10-9 to Felix, definitely. Here come the official scores. Cliff Robinson gives a score of 38-38. Lance Dewey is giving it 39-37 to Lakewood, and Normas for his contest 39-37 to Felix, making the result a split draw. Which result, David Lukensky draws with Felix Mitchell, split draw in 3 minutes of round 4. The fight is being rated as good. That's a draw. Good action now. I think that was a very good fight, even if they were tied. They still went out there, put on a great match fight for the fans in attendance here in Vegas, Nevada. I don't know why every show we're doing at the moment is in Vegas. I don't know. Because all of these shows were booked way about nearly six or so months ago now. So for me, for you guys and me, it's been a long time. So I don't remember what I was thinking doing every event in Las Vegas, apart from that's our home region. Doesn't make sense. But after we've done the next match, I'm going to be taking a couple of months off in the game and then starting up again. So the next one's in March, April, then May, and we'll come back in June. We'll have the month of May without those shows. Come back in the month of May. Yep, that's finished. Awesome. I don't know how many more matches we got on the card, but this is tough for me today because there's a lot going on. So we've got Remco, Grizzly, Padlo from Netherlands, who has won in the last 3 of his... He's won 3 of his fights, whereas this guy has won 1 and 1 no contest. So it'll be interesting to see how this goes. Another match is about to start. Obviously, we got Shane Rears as the referee for this one. Okay, so judges Clifford Robinson, Lance Dewey, and Laurie Masters. The rate difference is obvious here, as Doffrey must be giving up at least 60 LB to his opponent. And we are underway. Padlo chooses shooting on Doggefy. He drives forward, and despite the best efforts of Doggefy, stay upright. The takedown is complete. Takedown leaves Doggefy with his back against the cage. Padlo starts trying to get Doggefy on his back, and so he can gain better position. He's too much for Doggefy and gets the mount. Padlo starts drooping heavy duty elbows on Doggefy, who's in serious trouble. Padlo starts throwing out hard elbow after hard elbow. Doggefy is getting obliterated. Referee Shane Weirs pulls the ball away, stopping the fight. Remco Grizzly Padlo takes the win by DKO. So there's your official result there. Remco Grizzly Padlo defeats Shane Doggefy by TKO strikes in 1 minute 34 seconds of round 1. The fight has been rated good. Yeah, definitely. Brilliant fight there. It was brilliantly done. Yeah, that's good. No, he just translates all his sponsors and then all his friends and family supporters. I think we're getting near the end now. There's another match about to begin. It's Tulu versus Joe the Giffo Man Charles. Pro record, he hasn't won a single of his fights, nor has Joe the Giffo Man Charles. So that's why I put these two together. I remember this one. I thought, if we put them together and they hadn't won a match, one of them's going to get a win finally. That's my wrestling booker coming out. Referee Shane Rears, Acacia Josamoto Alice, and Clifford Robinson. And we are underway. The fighters touch gloves. The Tulu had looked like he was angling to grapple but couldn't take the initiative. Charles throws a punch, but Tulu was equal to it. Tulu had looked like he was angling to grapple. And again, Charles can't connect with the jab, but then hits Tulu with a beauty of a straight right. Khalil comes forward to force a striking exchange. Tulu manages to counter a jab. A jab is right from Charles, but then he scores a right cross that landed hard. Moving forward, constantly Charles is pushing through. Tulu throws a counter left, but doesn't connect. Charles lands a left hand and he catches Tulu with a crunching right hook when at the halfway point of the round. Charles comes forward and 2 fighters exchange. Tulu hits a left jab but misses. Charles fails to find a home for his jab and then scores a right cross that landed hard. Tulu may have been setting up to shoot, but Charles aggressively took the initiative. Charles connects with the jab and then he scores with a right cross that landed hard. The end of the round is coming quickly. There's under a minute left. Tulu steps back and tries to cover up, but I think he's been hurt. Charles moves in for the kill and lands a big right hand around the guard. Tulu goes down. Charles quickly pounces, looking to raid down, punch on the stun Tulu. Charles pounds around Tulu, landing several great shots that rock him. Referee Shane Rears jumps in. Tulu is taken for many more shots. Joe the Ghetto Man Charles takes the win by DKO. So the position was there's Joe the Ghetto Man Charles defeats Tulu by TKO strikes in 2 minutes and 29 seconds of round 1. The fight's being rated as great. So that's the second time now we've had 2 fights and go to TKO, which is quite good actually. Last time, most of the fights last week's show for you guys, they really didn't go to TKO. Really, they went to a lot of draws and finalised by the referee. The judges weren't needed. Joe the Charles, thanks for his sponsors and also thanks to family, friends, and supporters. Awesome. So now we're up to the co-main event as Tetsuya Hommer is going to take on Duke Van der Van in the heavyweight division. Mark Haynes is your referee for this fight. The K-side judges are Lance Dewey, Laurie Masters and Russell Montoya. The fight begins. They touch gloves. A jab is wide from Hommer, but then clinches Devan in with a right hook. Hommer stalks forward, pressing Devan. Hommer bobs out the way of the jab and moves into the pocket. Hommer hits a left jab, then scores with a right cross. Both fighters move and engage. Devan then hits a jab but can't hit the right cross. Hommer finds a way past his opponent's guard and lands a sharp 1-2. Devan is looking to have been cut above his eye. Blood is trickling down, so he's actually above the eye, not underneath the eye. So that means the blood on Devan is going to be trickling down into the eye. Hommer acknowledges some instructions for his corner with a curtain on the head and returns his full attention to the fight. Hommer confidently moves in, looking closer to throw some strikes. I've got to do the 4-8-2, and he hasn't won a single fight, Duke Van Dam. So it'll be interesting. Devan appeared going trying to get in close, but Hommer took the initiative first. Hommer connects with a jab and misses a vicious right hand. We get past the halfway point of this round, and exchange blow comes and goes without either fighter really landing anything significant. We have 1 minute of the round remaining. Hommer closes in on Devan, looking to unleash some strikes. A jab lands home from Hommer, but Devan evades a big right punch. They engage in the centre. There's a burst strike, but neither can land a blow. Hommer can't hit a right cross. Devan misses a right hand. Devan appeared to be going to try and get in close, but Hommer took the initiative first. Hommer used the left jab but finds something but a big air with the right. Time is up in the round, that ends round 1. Nothing happened in the round, and fans are getting a bit restless as a result. Yep, definitely say 10-9 and Hommer, not a lot happened. The cutman tries to stop bleeding for Devan in between rounds, and here we go, round 2. The two fighters engage. Hommer lands a left hook, Devan misses a jab but connects with a right hook. Right hand, both fighters meet in the centre. Devan misses a jab but connects with the right hand. Hommer finds a good angle and lands a nice 1-2. Two fighters engage. Hommer misses a right hook and gets countered with a nice left hand. They engage in the centre. Devan hits a left hand. Hommer hits a left hand. Hommer connects with a jab, but Devan evades a big right punch. Moving to the second half of this round. Both fighters come together and strike. Hommer dodges the right hand and counterattacks with a quick left jab and a good right hook. There's under a minute left of the round. Hommer's starting to slow down a touch, perhaps conserving a little energy. They come together and strike. Devan misses a right hook and gets countered with a quick left jab and a right hook, but avoided at the last second. Devan is still moving well, but he's definitely breathing a little deeper now. Both fighters come together and strike. Hommer misses a right cross that leaves him wide open to the counter. Devan comes in with a quick left jab and big right hand that just misses. Two fighters engage. Hommer opens up to Devan, up with a fent. Hommer counters the right hand and with a jab and solid right hand. Round 2 is brought to an end as time runs out. Hommer again, definitely. Hommer head 2018. That's the bout, and number 3 begins. It's a very good fight for the main event. Hommer slips past the right hook and counters with a left hook. Hommer uses a left jab but misses with a vicious right hand. Hommer throws a punch, but Devan was equal to it. Devan comes in and grabs Hommer in a clinch. Devan attempts to wrestle Hommer to the ground. Hommer stops the takedown attempt to use wrist skills to take control of the grapple. We pass the halfway mark of this round. Hommer tries to take Devan down. It's an ugly as sin, but Devan does end up on the ground. He turtled on his hands and knees. Hommer's on top, facing him. Hommer tries to kick the body, but Devan shoots backwards quickly and is able to stand back up. Devan is starting to have to push himself down his corner, respond by urging him on louder. The end of the round is coming quick. There's under a minute left. Hommer can't connect with a jab, but then lands a right hand. Devan starts bleeding again. A strike has reopened the cut above his eye. The two combatants meet in the centre and start to strike. Devan misses a right hook and gets countered with a left jab and a right hook that is avoided at the last second. Hommer throws a punch, but Devan was equal to it. Seizing the opportunity, Devan clinches. The time is up and that's the end of the round. That round goes to Hommer again. Devan is in deep trouble. Only one round remaining. I think he needs to finish or he will lose the fight. The cutman goes to work between rounds trying to patch up Devan. And this is our last round now. Round 4 has begun. And the two fighters stand in the trade strikes and neither lands a significant blow in exchange. A few deep breaths betray Hommer that Hommer is starting to get in the gas tank, so he reaches of his gas tank. Devan looked like he was going to step in and grapple, but Hommer simply took the initiative first. A jab hits home from Hommer, then clinches Devan with a good right hook. Both fighters move and engage. Devan misses a big right hand, allowing Hommer to counter with a quick left jab and a kick to the leg. Devan doesn't look like he has much left in the tank. We pass the halfway mark of this round. Devan looks like he's going to step in and grapple, but Hommer simply took the initiative first. Hommer can't set up the left jab, but then lands the right hand. Hommer is breathing very hard. Devan looks like he's going to step in and grapple, but Hommer simply took the initiative first. Hommer uses the left jab and misses a vicious right hand. Moving to the final 6 seconds of this round. Both fighters step and strive. Vaan misses a big right hand, putting him off balance. Now Hommer's attack with a left jab and a good right hook. Hommer notices some streaks from the corner, relaxing hold of his head. Hommer moves in close, ready to attack. Hommer hits a left jab and hits Vaan with a beautiful right uppercut. Vaan is knocked down by the shot. Hommer moves in quickly to kneeling beside Vaan and starts to hammer down with punches. Hommer pounds away with a couple of heavy shots, get through and rock Vaan. Hommer fires away with elbow strikes, but Vaan deals with all of them fairly well. The fight comes to an end and the time limit expires. Hommer wins, I can tell you now, 40-36, 38-38, 39-37 to Hommer. Tetsuo Hommer wins by majority decision. There you go. Being poor. Jeez. They didn't like the co-main event tonight. Renzo Gracie next. So finally we got one. So Hommer versus Renzo Gracie would be quite interesting. I don't think we've got Renzo Gracie on here. So Hommer versus Renzo Gracie. This will. So yeah, that's going to be interesting to see. Next up, it's time for the main event of the evening. There's a Russian Bear, Oleg Takatavi fights Tetsuo Nagami from in the AMMA heavyweight division. It's your main event of the night. Let's get this fight. Refereeing the bout will be John McCarthy. Louis Masters, Russell Montano, Ellis are going to main event. We are underway. As the two fight search glove, he's straight in there. Takatavi is straight in there to shoot in on Iganami. Iganami gets a single leg. Iganami pulls off guard off it. Toto tries to break the guard of Iganami, perhaps looking for the leg lock. Trinity Iganami keeps his guard tight. Toto trying to work to get past the guard. Iganami comfortably blocks the attempt and keeps Takatavi in guard. Iganami isn't trying to attack or sweep at all. Everything he's doing is about slowing down and frustrating Takatavi. Tori determined to pass against pass guard and gain a better side position. Iganami keeps Takatavi in guard. The time is up and that's the end of the round. Takatavi gets that, definitely. Let's go to round 2 then. Iganami moves in close, ready to attack. Takatavi's left jab while backing away. A 1-2 from Iganami fails to land. Iganami comes in close to Takatavi looking to unleash some strikes. Takatavi had to look like he was angling for a takedown attempt, but couldn't take initiative. A 1-2 from Iganami fails to land. Toshi's enough with the takedown. He has the takedown. Iganami pulls guard. Toshi's trying to be loose in the guard and attempt to create a leg lock opportunity. Iganami can't maintain his guard and that allows Takatavi to grab a heel hook, forcing the submission. This winner by submission is Oleg Takatavi, the Russian Bear. And there's the official role. The Russian Bear, Oleg Takatavi, defeats Iganami by submission with a heel lock in 1 minute 35 seconds of round 2. The fight is rated as being decent. Not what you want for the main event, but hopefully next month's main event we'll do. Let's go. Basically, toughness, that's fine. Critical rating 70%, so we're over the critical rating, which is good. We're not on commercial rating. So that's really bad. It's a really bad show. So yeah, popularity increased by 2% plus 2%. That's fine. Let's go forward. I'm not going to go into all this. You can see all that. You can pause the screen if you want to see that. We've got plus 28,000, which is great. We're going to close this. We're going to see, because next month's fight is even bigger and better. As I said, we're going to run down that card so you guys know what you've got coming next week. I'm going to wait a few days to record it, but yeah. Next week's show, I'm really excited about our next one, which is War Machine. There's an American small local show coming up as well, which is going to be interesting. This is local fighter. Yeah, as I say, UFC ain't had a fight now since this one. We're rooting to beat Bathman. Decent, great. But yeah, so at the moment, as it stands, Pancreas not Pancreas, Icon are number 1. They've only had one show in 1995, yet they're on top. Okay, they've had one show in this month, which is in February. Pancreas is number 2, and you can see why they're not. So I don't understand why we're so low, but we're fine. We've got credibility 87%, sustainability of 83%. We are ranked number 3 in the world, ranked top 5 in the world. We've got free momentum. We're currently the company of the year, which is nice. The company is based in America, and the company has a low-level regional size. That's fine. But our next match is coming. It's War Machine, and on this show, in the main event, you've got Dan Severn versus Ken Shamrock. Then you got Mercer Smith versus Zane Fraser. You got Yasunami Minori taking on Ferdius Lestas. That's another championship. That's a welterweight division. Albert Siena versus George Ringerford. Kez Buzzman versus Molten Bowen. Minori Suzuki versus Baz Rutten. Mombay Yadama takes on Sidney Glacier Fletcher. Scott Baker taking on Steve Drummond. Jack McLaughlin taking on Jay Brown. Wolf Kanoja faces Matt Hume. We've got Minoru Akisho versus Yuji Fujita. Chen Jacobs versus Guy Magazes as well on the prelims. War Machine is coming. I'm really excited about War Machine. Let's see if we can add any more fights here. Ooh, we've got some people we can add. Well, I'm going to tell you what, we're going to have some more. We're going to add some more fights to the prelims. Let's add them. If we can add more fights to this card, we're going to make this one a big one. So we're going to use as much pre-show as we can. Brian Parker versus Tank Abbott. We're gonna have a bit of fun with this card. I think we'll see what happens. It's going to be a longer episode because of it, but we'll see how that works. But we're going to have everybody we can add to the pre-show on the pre-shows. We're going to have a look at prelims. Light heavyweight, we got anyone? We'll add Joe Sun. I like Joe Sun. Joe Sun's awesome. Okay, we're not going to add him then if he holds that. We'll do it against him. I don't really want to put the bout on the line on the prelims. Doesn't make our champ title look good. We've got loads of people we can put into fights here, which is great. This is what you want. You want to go. You want. This is why I'm just going to cut back because we can do some. We can do quite a good. So this will be separated into two halves next week, guys, and this will be prelims. It will be the prelim fights, and then the second part will come out later in the day for the main card. That's how we'll do it. See what we got. We've only got Ray Rizzo down in that division. The featherweight division, we've got loads of people we can do. Ooh. So we're going to fill up the last of the card with the featherweights because I like featherweights. Also, we get to put this guy on the card. So yeah, we've got some great matches. Anyone in the catchweight? We'll do a catchweight fight, featherweight fight. I think we've got quite a few. I want to do another middleweight. I want to put these two in action. Oh, we can't. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to get rid of Jack. That's prelims. I'm going to get rid of that. Yeah. Cancel that fight and put these two in place. There we go, guys. So that's the Oh, oh, good. We'll do that on screen show. I'm just going to negotiate. I'm just going to do that as an offer. Good. He's not happy with the. Okay, he's happy with that. Awesome. So we'll see you guys in the next episode. I thank you all for watching this. After 47 minutes has been a great thing. That's why I'm going to do this in two parts this week, because if this is 47 minutes. So that was EMMA WA episode 13. Episode 14, we've got that huge card planned. We'll see you guys for that real soon. Thank you for watching.